On the roof, our developments are the piping is final piece piping going in place that brings the cooling and heating water from the ground source heat pumps up to the air handling units. You can see the number one closest to me on the north side is plumbed up, and they're finishing up on number two behind it. After that piping's tested, it'll get insulated and away we go. The last part of the ventilation ducting has been prefabricated and will be craned up on Friday, and that'll be our last crane lift. So moving along on the rooftop. I'm on the second floor now, and I've received a lot of questions about how this whole copper piping goes together and what that's all about. So just a second here to tell you about it. This piping is joined by something called compression fittings. There's a picture of one now, and it's a mechanical seal. There's no soldering, no heat, no adhesive involved. You put the two pieces together, and it's crimped, and it's really easy to use, environmentally friendly, expensive, but greatly speeds up the project and gives us a better product in the end. I'm in one of the second floor classrooms now, and I'm going to take this minute because we have a piece of equipment exposed here to explain how the air side of the HVAC system works. There's two air handling units that circulate the air from our 7 zones and back down to the 7 zones. And just like your house, all the air that goes to a zone is the same temperature. So like your first floor is one zone, your second floor is another zone. Every space on the first floor all goes to the same temperature. And that works fine in a commercial building like our church for something like the sanctuary or the chapel or village hall, the big spaces. However, it doesn't work so well in our 20-some odd office spaces, where some are on the north side, some are on the south side, east, west, different sun, different personal preferences. So the way we handle that is the air handling units and the geothermal system send air at a certain temperature, either heated or cooled as is appropriate, to a zone. Then, and that would go to like 20 or so of our offices. Then there are about 20 variable air volume units, and that's what you see there on the floor. That takes the air coming down from the air handling unit, and it can heat it up or cool it down and adjust how much of it goes into each individual office. And so by doing that, that's how you can have all of your offices at different temperatures depending on time of day and preferences of the occupant in the room. So I'm in the sanctuary now, and I'm shooting this to give you an idea of the detail that went into the design and planning of the geothermal system. This is one of the radiators. You probably know in the sanctuary there, pan over to the other side, they're under the windows and they're in enclosures. Well, in our analysis, the design, the geothermal system, engineers did a very thorough analysis of when we use the building, how much it is, how much heating is required. The geothermal system will use the radiators and forced hot air in the heating mode. And it was determined that to most efficiently heat the sanctuary, we need better airflow through these radiators. So all of our radiator cabinets will now have a fan, a quiet fan. That's why we're doing this to test it here. So that when the radiators kick on, it isn't just natural convection airflow, it's actually forced airflow up by the radiators to give better heating to the above these windows, which are the cold spots in the sanctuary. Since those are single pane windows, not insulated, they're original, we determined that additional airflow was needed. And down in the geothermal heat pump room, this is where the oil tanks formerly were, and for those of you that watched last week, you can see we've got a lot of stuff all the pumps are in place, pressure chambers are in place, and we're starting to prepare the piping that's coming in from the well field and from the geothermal heat pumps. So not there yet, but moving along. So meanwhile, the pump room, piping is starting to come in, It's back into where those pumps were I just showed you. The old smokestack has been removed. A good deal of piping to be hooked up here, and they got two teams working this on long shifts, so we're getting there. So the driveway got its binder coat there, which is great. And I'm showing you here is this bump out. This is the entrance where most often vehicles stop and offload people that have things to carry or physical constraints, and it always blocks up traffic. Well, now this is bumped out so that vehicles can easily get around somebody that's unloading or offloading. So that was a nice improvement as part of the project. The next step on the driveway is the pavers. That work will start this Wednesday, and it takes 1 week. So they have to completely lift these up, regrade it, pack it, and lay them all back down again. And there's this section and this section in front of the sanctuary on the east side of the church. And that's where that time will go. So by then the weekend, you'll see one of the, if you're in here on Sunday, you'll see one of the two sides done, the sanctuary side. And then next week, the cemetery side here will get done. This is what the schedule looks like. And it looks probably pretty firm. You can see we have the second floor classrooms being ready by October 24th. That's actually key because our tenants, the Chinese language school, need to be up there so that the rummage sale can occupy the basement and have that happen. Then the system becomes operational on Friday, October 31st, actually just in time for the day of the rummage sale. And the final coat of payment will go down after the rummage sale, since obviously we can't be paving in the midst of that evolution. So rummage sale people, it's all about you.